What's up, everybody? Am I in? Are we here? Are we alive? um, Want to make sure everybody can see me. Hello, hello. I'm nervous. Um, all right. So, what'd you think? Um, I was reading some of your comments while it was playing, um, and it's looking like the response I was hoping for. Ah, man, I'm so glad to finally be able to deliver this to you guys. We've been sitting on it for a minute and super excited. Yeah, that is that is by far my favorite thing I think we've done in our career. Not even probably, it absolutely is. Um, and yeah, I'm so glad you guys are digging it. Let's discuss. Wow. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to keep up here. This is this video was. Let me take these AirPods off because can you hear me? Okay, because they are distracting me. So this concept was y- very much influenced by, as you could probably see, some of the older, um, sci-fi films, Terminator in particular, Alien, um, even a little, Ex Machina and Westworld. Even, it was just inspired by the idea of man creates machine, machine gets rid of man, right? Um, and really had this idea, and our producer Scott Stevens, his wife Flavia, helped really put this team together to make this incredibly cinematic video. Um, Director Ethan Manicky, who was phenomenal to work with, and his whole team. They did such an amazing job seeing my vision through and helping it help bringing it to life. And it was the most fun I've ever had making a video, but it was also the most work I put in to making a video. Not only mentally but physically, just being involved from the ground up, and really making sure that it was, um, the backgrounds felt right. We leaned in hard on a lot of the practical effects, which were a lot of fun. We thought a lot of that was going to be CGI, and they ended up creating this lab out of like a, for lack of better terms, like a storage room, and it came to life so beautifully, and it was so much fun. So I'm not gonna ramble too much. I would love to to see any questions that you guys might have about the video. I would love to discuss. Um, and I'm just trying to see if I see a lot of comments, but I would love to get into, how do you feel your music has changed over your career? Ah, is this my dude? um, it's my trainer, Fraser. How do you feel your music has evolved and changed over your career, and what is one big lesson you learned? Well, I think it's evolved quite a bit. slowly but surely getting back to what I originally wanted to do way before I even went on American Idol. Um, and if this heavier side is shocking to some of you, um, then it shouldn't be. This is where my heart has been from day one. And when I say day one, I'm not talking about day one when you saw me. I'm saying day one when I decided I wanted to make music. Um, Big lesson that I have learned in my 16, 17-year career is you have to have a clear vision, because if you don't have a clear vision for your art, someone will give you theirs. Now let that sink in. If you don't have a clear vision for your art or for your business or for your creation, then someone is going to give you theirs. And I spent years seeing or kind of conforming to other people's idea of who we are, as opposed to this is who I am, this is what we are, this is what we're doing. And it took a long time to figure that out. Mostly um, through wrong turns and course correction and things like that. I think all of those things had to happen for me to realize the true vision of my own. And I think a lot of that came from when COVID happened. I was able to take a real distant step back and really analyze it from a new set of eyes, and and um, and really ask myself the question: are you doing exactly what you want to do? And if not, why the fuck aren't you doing it? So that was really kind of the impetus of me shifting gears and realizing you're going to confuse some people, you're going to lose some people, but you're going to also uh, be much happier because you're following your true heart and vision. So anyway, so there's that. How was the green screen filming experience? Well, it was very different. It wasn't a green screen, so that's what made it super cool. So we used what we call Unreal Engine. For some of you that don't know, that they use that for video games. They use that to film movies now, where you're surrounded by these video screens, and the video screens have the environment on them, and it's reacting to you in real time. So when the camera moves, so does the frame, and it almost looks a little fake when you're in front of it, but when you look at it through the lens, it's capturing you in the environment, and it reacts in real time to where the camera's facing, and it's but when you're looking at the screen, it's kind of changing all over the place because it's only reacting to the camera, and it's super cool. And the light is reflecting that light, that the different colors that are reflecting on us is actually reflecting from the environment that's being projected on this screen. So it's a really incredible piece of technology that with green screen, you have to relight, change the lighting color to match whatever your environment's going to be in post. So this was you're able to capture a lot of it on camera in real time, and that's really what shows up on the film, and it's super cool, and it was a lot of fun. So all the video stuff that was happening behind us and myself on those solo shots uh, were all there, like we could physically see it, and you kind of know what to react to. You know what your environment looks like, and it kind of changes how you feel when you're filming the scene. So, but all the lab stuff was all practical. Like there's no CGI in that whatsoever. Um, Except some of like the sparks and some of the well the cyborg face was clearly CGI. That wasn't practical, but like like the mechanical hand, and that was actually stop motion that our director and and visual um, uh, director. I'm getting his title wrong. I'm sorry, my brain's. I'm still trying to get this coffee in me. But they did a lot of stop motion with like the robot hand, and it was really cool. It was a lot of fun to see a lot of these practical elements on film. It just reminded me of like Alien or Terminator or something like that, and it was so much fun doing that as a 80s kid. um that was like, it was a pretty cool surreal moment for me to be in there filming that. I felt like I was in one of my favorite movies growing up. um what made me decide to add a scream at the breakdown? um That was kind of, in the moment thing in the vocal booth. We were doing we when you're kind of when you're when you're tracking vocals, a lot of times things start to speak to you. You have a rough skeleton of the song, and a bit of a tentative arrangement, so to speak. And then sometimes you're like, I don't know what we're gonna actually do when we get to this part, but we'll figure it out. And we always figure it out, and it always kind of finds you. And I remember doing the breakdown, and um, we had that heavy section in where the guitar solo is now. So it was all one section. There was the guitar solo section and then the heavy section. And then we did a breakdown. The no sickness, no dying, no. And when it got to the end of that, I was like, I know what we need to do. And I just screamed it out like, no, Billy, and we're like, ooh. So Scott and Marty, our producers, were like, let's take that, double kick section and move it to after the breakdown, and we'll put the scream over that. And it kind of like solved a bit of a puzzle for us where we were trying to figure out what to do there. And it was so much fun. I remember we all kind of looked at each other like, "Whoa, that's it!" And so, yeah, that's kind of where that came from. Let's see here. Can you tell us about your fitness program? You look stunning. Thank you so much. This didn't just happen before the video. This has been years in the making. As many of you have been following me and my fitness journey over the years. I started taking it really seriously after COVID. Been kind of into it my whole life, but really took it seriously. And it's my fascination of action films and comic books. I think was the kind of the catalyst for me wanting to look this way. And I always, as a kid, I was always obsessed with Jean Claude Van Damme movies and bodybuilding magazines and comic books, where, of course, everyone is shredded in comics, right? And I was like, I've always kind of wanted to look like an action figure. So I just was like, fuck it, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to do what it takes. I'm going to take this very seriously, and I'm gonna lean in hard. And I've had a lot of help along the way with Fraser Bailey, who you guys have probably seen some of our posts. Um, um, Working out together, and he has been extremely influential in helping me navigate um, all the things in regards to timing of training, diet, and what to eat when. The weeks leading up to the video shoot were certainly the most militant, um, and very methodical, very strategic, and he is a wizard at in his vast knowledge of how to manipulate the body and to you know to make certain things look great on camera. And we were um like on the day of shoot, I was eating basically rice cakes, sun butter, dates, and a little jelly like every hour, carb loading, so to speak, and taking it easy on the water. So I wasn't, retaining a lot of water for the the shirtless scenes, which we, in reality would have probably been um, better to shoot them first in the morning, but we had to get a lot of the band stuff shot first. So by the end of the day, which is the last shots of the day, that's when we did all the shirtless stuff. And I'm just like, oh shit, I hope I'm not like retaining water and all my lines are getting blurred. All this hard work. And we were fortunate enough to like, we laid off a little bit of the water, and we kept the we it was like 110 degrees outside in the valley where we shot, and in Los Angeles, and we didn't have the AC on in the building. I'm sure everybody hated me because we wanted to make sure, when that all the vascularity was showing, and all the tricks, right? But as far as the training, it's consistency. It is 100% lifestyle. It is not something um, that I flip flop with. I'm like, oh, I got 6 weeks to get this right. I try to keep it as consistent as humanly possible within reason. Um, but you should know that at the end of that shoot, I had the biggest pizza, and it was, I think, it was called the Meat Jesus. That that was what I ate. It was the saltiest. It was too much. It was actually too much. And then we went hard on some donut friends, donuts from Donut Friend, and it was like I went so hard that night on donuts and pizza. And then the next day it's back on the train. It's back on the, eating clean and back in the gym. And God, I could go on forever on little simple things that I do throughout the day, like walking with a 40-pound vest on for 20 to 30 minutes, doing periodic sets of banded exercises throughout the day in the dressing room, push-ups when I'm craving something terrible. You know what I mean? Like just little things and it's mindset. What's your why? Is it important enough for you to change the habits that are keeping you from achieving these goals? And so a lot of that goes into play. You know, I'm I am I am talking to myself daily on, don't do that. Remember the goal. Remember the big picture here. So it's a lot of mental, physical, um, and determination. Simple as that. So I hope that gave you some answers in regards to that. I'm probably missing a lot of. Let's see, you mentioned that you don't like. How did I find my voice? A lot of trial and error, really, and mimicking a lot of the people that I was inspired by. You know, trying to emulate things they did, or going, "Ooh, how do they do that? Let me see if I can do that my way. Let me see if I can apply that to what I do." We're not a screamo band, so there's a lot of I have a huge fascination in how they uh, and how a lot of those singers are able to do certain things with their voices. And even though I can't do some of that, I try to figure out ways that I can do it that it works with what we do, if that makes any sense. And I'm always like trying to learn new tricks. As you know, if anybody caught my interview with Chris Lipe, who's phenomenal, uh, at teaching vocals and analyzing vocals, we've talked about like always learning, like never just settling. Well, this is what I'm able to do, because I feel like I've learned things about my voice over the years that I just thought I was incapable of. Oh, that's not, I can't do that. But then I figured out, ways around that. And a lot of times it's just allowing yourself to fail, allowing yourself to be vulnerable and sound like an idiot, sound crazy despite the judgment, and shutting out the judgment in your own mind, like, oh, this sounds terrible, I can't do that. Allowing yourself to suck is a huge, huge, huge catapult for success in life. Allowing yourself to fail, that's where you find success. I think Ed Sheeran even said that. Like, um, you don't get to see all the times in the shower or the bathroom or the dressing room where I'm sounding like just the worst thing you would ever put in your AirPods to listen to find certain things in the voice that I'm looking for. How do I get there? How do I how do I find that in my own voice? And it takes courage. So there's the real answer right there. Having the courage to suck. Um, right now, my voice is beat the f up from last night and the night before, but that's just like being sore from the gym. You take a day off, you let it do its thing, and it comes back, and it's your best friend again. Let's see. Any more questions about the video before I don't want to miss anything here. Um, Hello, everyone from all over the world. Argentina. Um, I think my wife is on here. I keep seeing people say hi, Deanna. Hey, babe. Hi. I didn't see your handle, so um, miss you, love you. Thank you for hanging out with me, even though I can't see you. Um, what is happening here? Let's see. Is the new sound the way going forward from now, or can we expect something else? Um, no, this is certainly indicative of, look, I think Separate Ways was was kind of just a teaser of the direction we're going in. A lot of people don't realize how heavy that actually is, because it's a song that they already know. It's a song that they are familiar with. It's a massive hit from the 80s that everyone knows, but we cranked up the octane on it. So it was definitely uh, proof that we could get away with the heavier sound. And once we realized that, we leaned in even harder. Will there be, I mean, look, at the end of the day, for me, it's all about melody. So regardless of how heavy the drums and guitars are, the melody has to be so good that we can strip this down to the bare bones, acoustic, piano, and still sing this song, and it's still a song. And that is, for me, the common thread that has to be in all of our music. And it has to have some emotional core to it. It has to make you feel, it has to make me feel. And that, if I feel it, I think that I'm going to be able to convey that emotion and make you feel something as well. Um, so what is my daily eating like? I try to make everything, um, clean protein, whether it be chicken or lean, bison or beef or salmon, some greens, and a clean starch. If I'm training that day, I will lean in a little harder on the calories, and on days that I don't train, I'll dial them back. I'll dial them back in the form of fats and carbs, and still lean in heavy on the protein as to not lose muscle. So um, I I I on tour and at home, I actually do this meal service called Mega Fit Meals because I don't have to think about it, and it's all right there. Um, and that has helped me a lot in regards to being on the go and something quick that I don't have to go out searching, restaurants and go like, oh, what's in it? What is really in that? Is it too much oil, butter, stuff like that I don't want to be consuming. So, and don't get me wrong, y'all. I go ham like once a week where I'm like, you know, where I just, we were just in New York City the other day and I went hard on some pizza, some ice cream. I had it all, y'all. Like, I don't deprive myself um, to that extent where I'm just completely miserable, right? I allow myself the freedom once a week to indulge, and then it's back on. But also what I actually eat, I love. I eat oatmeal every morning with protein powder and berries and nuts and seeds, and um, it's something that I can eat every day. I'm a creature of habit, really, but um, I also find things that I love to eat that I can eat every day and keep it kind of consistent. Um, Favorite superhero. I mean, I think we all know that's Batman, you know. Um, that's that's without a doubt. Just because I feel like anybody could be well, if you had $1 billion maybe. Um, so maybe not everybody could be Batman, but the idea that you don't have to have superpowers. But honestly, that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of work going out and beating people's asses every night, and also getting your ass beat. That doesn't sound like a fun time for me. That doesn't sound like fun activities. I'd rather be um watch. This is a sugar-free vanilla latte with coconut milk um that I've been sipping on. How long did the video shoot take? That was one all in one day. Believe it or not, we shot that thing in one day. I can't even believe that when I watch it. I'm like, because we thought it was going to be like a 2 or 3 day shoot easily, and it was a long day, but we got it done all in one. So it was so much fun. I had so much fun on that. That was the most stress free, professional, uh, got their shit together video shoot that we have ever been a part of. I kid you not. No one was ever freaking out like, "Oh, we didn't get the shot." Like, "Oh, we gotta rush over here and we're running out of time." Like, it was so streamlined. Big shout out to our team, Flavia, Ethan, and the whole team. Rich, um, God, I'm forgetting people, and I feel so bad. But it was fantastic. Everyone was so incredible to work with. Fraser actually made it in the video. He showed up on rehearsal day, and it was funny because Deanna was like, "Maybe you should get Fraser in the video," and I was like, "Well, I don't know if there's a spot for him, but we'll see." Day one, we go there to check out the site and to see what we're going to be working on, do a lighting test and all that. And Ethan, our director, was like, "Hey, you want to be in the video?" to Fraser, and I was like, "Well, I guess you're going to be in the video now." And he plays the most badass looking security guard with the gun, and uh, he's rocking the beard, guarding the isolation tank where where my cyborg me is being created, which was such a fun that was a fun scene to shoot, where I'm so they opened this pod with a fishing line. So it's all practical. It's not like I'm giving y'all some inside secrets here. So I'm standing in the pod as they're pumping this fog in there, and it's hot around my feet because it's coming out right out the tank. And they're filling it up, and I'm holding my breath the whole time. I'm like, let's shoot this shit. And then they open the thing with the line all slow, and I walk out, and I just stand there in the fog. And it was such a fun scene to shoot because like I kind of knew what it was going to look like when it was all said and done, but I also didn't. I had hopes of what it was going to look like, and um, it turned out far better than I expected. And I'm so excited with how it turned out. They did such a great job with the visual effects, um, and yeah, it was that was a lot of fun to shoot, and um, I got to play me two versions of me in the video, which was a new concept for me. That was a lot of fun. Um, I had to react to myself that wasn't there, and so just so you know, if let's see, so basically, the if you're having any questions about what goes down at the end of that video, um, okay, here we go. Chris, explain the kill moment in the video. All right. So I'm being scanned and used this entire video. The electrodes and they're I'm in this room as their test subject. They're creating this other version. I have no idea about this, which is, the shock on my face when I turn around and I see another me coming out of this pod. And in that moment, it's implied that they had put something in my head so that when they are done with me, they can just delete me. And when cyborg me waves his hand, it's a motion to activate that thing that went off in my head, and um, I was essentially deleted, target deleted, as it says in the video. Um, and it was basically to say, we're done with you here. Um, by the look on my face, I'm not sure that was supposed to happen. I don't even think he was fully formed yet. As you could see, there was still missing skin. Um, and that's the whole idea of, you don't know what you're building until it's too late. It's like the Frankenstein thing, right? Oh, we just, created a monster, and now it's going to kill me. So it's basically that idea of um, tech falling in the hands of irresponsible people. And if you notice in the video, all of the, I'm not sure if you could see it on the lab coats, but it was there on the lab coats and the body armor. It's got the crown logo, obviously, keeping that through line with all the videos. If you know, you know. Um, so yeah, that was the idea behind that, you know, which was a lot of fun to shoot. Um, it just I wanted this to be something that was jarring, that really captivated you as a watcher, but as a viewer, but also something that almost shook you to your core a little. And um, that was that was the idea behind that. Um, and I would love love, love, love to make more videos like that. It was so much fun. And that was also part of, me realizing my true vision of this. Like, man, my love for action films, my love for comic books, my love for heavy music. Why can't we just do it all? Why can't we just put it all here? And that was it. So hopefully Stallone and all those guys will be hitting me up for some action films. James Gunn, if you're listening, put me in your DC universe. I'm ready, coach. Put me in. Let's see here. Um, yeah, I love David Draymond. We've been talking quite a bit lately. You ever thought about being a movie actor? Bro, I think about being a movie actor every day of my life. I thought about being a movie actor before I even picked up a guitar. That was certainly the first or second dream. The first one was being a comic book artist, and then it was being the next Jean Claude Van Damme. All right. Any more videos about or any more um, questions about the video? Any bands you'd like to tour with the heavier sound? Well, yeah. I love Asking Alexandria. Love Danny's voice. I think he's an incredible singer. I always say he sounds like Chris Stapleton if he sang metal. Um, love his voice. Seven Dust, obviously, they're our family. So yeah, who knows? Who knows what'll happen next year? We are currently working on it. Um, will this storyline determine the new album? I wouldn't. I think this song. Obviously, the song is going to be on the new album, but I don't necessarily think the record is going to be a social commentary on AI or have a through line about that. But there is a common thread with this record um, that you will find out. Can't be spoiling the goods yet. Are you ever going to sing Demons or Bring Me to Life from the Passion of the Christ? No, I did that for that. That was simply for that, and um, that's as far as that went. Um, and let's see here. Any more? Tour with Sleep Token, dude. I mean, come on. First of all, I don't think their fans would have us, but I would absolutely love to do some shows with Sleep Token. Holy shit, that band is just next level creative. I saw some comment earlier. You sold your soul to the devil. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Um, you know, Cyborg Chris action figure. Yes, please. Yes, please. Um, let's see. I'm scrolling through, guys. You got to bear with me. These comments are coming in faster than the questions, and it kind of overtakes. I want to make sure that I'm answering everybody's questions. I think. Let's see. All right. So far, I'm not seeing any more questions about the video. Um, trying to think if there was anything about the video that I haven't touched on, or anything that I haven't. right. All right. Well, um, looks like. Oh yeah, we certainly wanted everyone to think our account was hacked. You know, that was uh, that was definitely the goal, and it worked. Um, and s- I just saw a question. What made me want to write a song about AI? Well, we were kind of in the studio. We were just kind of kicking around, talking about all the new stuff that's happening in the AI world, like Chat GPT. If you don't know what that is, just look it up. Where people were like having these legal documents written uh, for them via AI, or writing lyrics to a song via AI, saying, "Hey, write me lyrics to a song about blah 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 in the stylings of blah blah blah, and make the title this or whatever." Like that all exists, and we're just like, "That is so crazy, man. That's just like taking the soul away from the creative process." And our producer Scott had just had dinner with some friends of his that were AI coders, and he goes, "Bro, you haven't heard shit. Like it's about to get really crazy, man. This is like we had a long conversation last night at dinner, and this is where things are going. Things are going. It's gonna get nuts, and we should absolutely write a song about it, man. Like something about becoming artificial." And I was like, "Why don't we just call it artificial?" And he had this riff in mind, like, check this out and see if this sparks anything. And as soon as he played the riff, we kind of launched into that chorus. "Welcome to your worst nightmare. The days are getting dark. You should be scared." And then he said, "It doesn't have a heart." And I was like, "Oh shit." And then we just, it was like, it just kind of uh, started writing itself. And we were just kicking, me, Marty, and Scott were just bouncing lines back and forth. And we got so excited. And at this point, we already had like 5 or 6 tunes written for the new record, and all of a sudden they went skirt to the back seat. I don't know if you make that noise when you go to the back seat, but that's what I'm doing. And we were like, we got to finish this one. This, this is what, um, this is what we need to be uh, focusing on. This song, it feels too current, too relevant. And then sure enough, as soon as we started finishing the song, we just started seeing shit pop up everywhere about AI, the dangers of AI, things going wrong with AI. And then the writer's strike and the actors strike, talking about actors being replaced with AI, just filming them one time, scanning them one time, and then using their light. It was just like, oh my god, this needs to be discussed, because as helpful as AI can be in your everyday life, and helping with like the mundane things, we all use it. We use AI every day, right? When it comes to creating an original idea or creating something from the heart, AI can't do that. It can use derivative works that already exist to create something. But you know, you're you're not going to get lyrics, like uh, that Bernie Taupin wrote, in "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" from an AI app. It's going to be this rudimentary, like basic shit that you've read before. It's not going to have the colorful, you know, um, you know, uh, combination of words that really provoke thought and emotion. And uh, the same with art and film. And I just think that those things have to be protected. And I think we as humans have the ability to feel and be sad, and AI doesn't know anything about sadness. It knows, you know, what you say about it, but it doesn't feel. It doesn't. doesn't have the ability to have compassion for another human or another living being. Um, and I think that's the thing that we were trying to, um, evoke in this song. Um, what am I scared about the most about AI? That there's a lot of things. I mean, if you watched Black Mirror, like there's so many things, but that our livelihood and way of making a living through creativity will be um obsolete, and that, I mean, like, we could go as far as we want with the doom and gloom, and like Terminator, we all get rendered obsolete, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. At least I hope not. But essentially, that is killing the soul of art, creativity, and that's terrifying to me. So, let's see. Why did the world look completely destroyed when technology would just make everything look artificial or fake? Well, that wasn't the goal. Their goal wasn't to be building the that's the aftermath of just everything. We're assuming that's far in the future when shit has just you know been destroyed by machines, so to speak. You use your imagination with that one. So yeah, now it's now we got a whole record to finish. Now that we've got the first single out, we've got a few more in the can, but we're not even close. We've got some some skeletons of songs. We've got a bunch of unfinished songs. We've got some that we think are finished, but we need to revisit again just to make sure that they've aged well in the marinade. Um, so we don't have a release date in mind, but it will be something sometime next year. Um, Only talking about the new music right now, guys. We're only talking about the video and new music. That's what I'm interested in discussing. Um, Anything from past albums, I'm not discussing here. Um, there has been meet and greet on this tour. We have been doing meet and greet on the Bare Bones tour. Um, we shot the video Ja- July. Wait, yeah, we shot it. We finished shooting it on July 20th, and then they worked on it day in and day out until last week. We got the final color corrected, final CGI, visual effects. All that was all finished last week. We've been working on the um, the edit for a couple weeks, and they were really fast, very fast. I feel like I've answered that already. Um, we shot it in Canoga Park in Los Angeles, in the Valley, um, in this little tiny soundstage. And we'll release some behind the scenes stuff now that the video's out. We're going to be releasing some B-roll and some behind the scenes um, content that we were working on. Um, Yeah, it's safe to say there will be more screaming in the new music. But my type of screaming is always it's more melodic pitch scream than just going for the the screamo stuff that I do not do well, so you won't have to worry about that. Nor is it something that I want to do, but I am always interested in learning how they do it because it's very impressive. It's very impressive when I hear other vocalists do things that I can't do. I'm like, oh, I need to learn how to do that. So if anyone has seen us do uh, artificial acoustic on this bare bones tour, because we've been doing that, the scream is still there. We keep that there, um, and it's a lot of fun. Um, let's see here. Will being on Big Machine affect the record or decisions? That's a great question. There's a solid answer. No. They fully believe in what I'm doing. They fully believe and support my vision, um, as was proven in helping to see this video come to life. Um, so that that the fact that this was our first single and this was the video should show you that they believe fully in what we're doing here. So shout out to Big Machine for sure. Scott Bachetta and the whole team. Thank you guys so much for believing in me on this, because we could not have gotten this made without you for sure. Um, the purpose of going back to a label, it's one of those things where when you have a big machine, no pun intended, behind you that can get you in all the places you need to be to really see um, your success through, someone that has the ability to do that, combined with doing it on your terms and doing it in the way that you want your art to be presented, is a win-win. And as much as we loved doing Dearly Beloved independently, it was a lot of work, a lot of financial uh burden you take on when you're doing everything yourself. And you find out really quickly how much a label actually does when you don't have one. And so when they approached me about working together, and um, we discussed it quite a bit and what that would look like, and I shared, this is what I'm trying to do here. This is the here's some of the music we're already writing. This is the direction we're going in. If you're on board with that, then this sounds like a good match. But otherwise, I'm not interested. And here we are. So I'm very, very excited to be working with them, and they've been a dream to work with so far. It's been incredible. And nobody is over here making me say this. There's actually nobody over here. um, will you release an acoustic version of Artificial? We have actually talked about that, and considering we're playing it every night on the Bare Bones tour, we have discussed recording it for sure. We actually had this conversation yesterday. Um, and thank you for everyone who's on here that has come out on the Bare Bones tour. It's been a lot of fun, even though, and for those of you who are like, I don't necessarily want to see you acoustic. People will attest. It's still high energy. It's still big because it's full band, and it is definitely still rocking. I promise you that. I saw a question earlier that As your music is getting heavier, is there a possibility of collaboration with other metal artists like Ronnie Radke? Y'all don't even know about my obsession with Ronnie Radke. Yes, I would love to work with Ronnie any day of the week. I think he is extremely talented. I just turned Deanna on to him recently and played some of the Falling in Reverse stuff, and she was like, "Oh my god, this guy's like he's got it all. He's incredible singer, incredible metal vocalist, incredible rapper. The dude is just the total package. Anybody who does not know who Fallen in Reverse is, you should check out To Ease You In. Just listen to their cover of Last Resort from Papa Roach. It is one of the most incredible vocals I've heard recorded in a very long time. I promise you. But watch the video because it is stunning, stunning. Um, there was, yeah, we do need a chat moderator, don't we? Like, so we could um, separate the questions from the comments, and it would be much easier to navigate. That is for sure. Um, one day we'll do that. I saw something and now I can't find it, but um, all right. Well, I guess the question is lost. Um, it had something to do with um, I can't remember now. I may have even read it wrong. Um, no, we're not adding more bare bones dates. We got a record to finish. Don't overload me here. I got I gotta we got a record to finish, and if we're always on the road, we cannot do that. So, guys, this has been incredible. Thank you all for your questions. Oh my God, I've been on here almost an hour. Um, what was my favorite scene from the video? Uh, I love the silhouette of the cyborg me popping out of that pod and stepping into the smoke and then the beam. That's just so cool to me. Um, it's just as a fan of those old films and sci-fi in general, like that moment and the fact that that's me, it's kind of a and then the ripping off the cables on the no belief part. That's probably my other favorite part. Um, but yeah, I'm very happy that you guys um, love the video as much as I hoped you would. And thank you for your questions. Thank you for um, uh, thank you for. I think I already answered this. Would you say the music video for Artificial kind of talks about the story of the transition to your current sound? No, but that is an interesting thought. Like killing the old. Oh, that's tasty. I like that. That is some that is some deep social commentary right there on the transition of Daughtry, killing the old ooh, I like that. Was not the thought behind it, but certainly is a subjective view on it. Um, let's see. I definitely need to be in cinema. That would be great. Let's do that. No, we're not killing off dearly beloved Daughtry. I don't think that's what we're referring to. I think we're referring to the because dearly beloved was very much my vision as well. um I love that record. This is no slight on that at all. I love that album top to bottom, and I've said that um numerous occasions. What is my favorite line in Artificial? um I think plug into your new soul, ice cold, mechanical, artificial. Like I just there's something chilling about that. I love it. um I love it so much. And then the no God, no religion, no beliefs. There's something that hits really hard about that. So let's see here. Let's see. All right. Well, why do I paint my nails? Um, because I like to. It's simple as that. There's no hidden meaning. It's like why do color their hair? Why do people wear what they wear? It's just what I do. Um, Same for why I wear the sunglasses I wear. Um, I love them, and I know a lot of people think they're women's glasses, and they just might be. Who knows? But it doesn't stop me from wearing them. Although they were in the Ray-Ban men's section, so, anybody who has a problem with that, keep that judgment to yourself. Um, all right. Well, I think uh we have answered all the questions about the video that I can answer. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Thanks for hanging out. Spread the word, get it out there, send it to your friends. Um, I'm really, really proud of this video. It's my favorite, hands down, my favorite video I've ever shot, but probably my favorite piece of art that I've ever created in my career. Um, I'm just so proud of it, and what we were able to accomplish on this video in such a small amount of time. And that it's far better than what I originally imagined it would be. So, thank you all so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for hanging out on a Thursday when you could have been doing other things. I got to go hit the gym because it's been a couple days now. We've been, I don't get a chance to work out much on show days, so I got to go find a gym and and have a mental victory here. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I know I've said that a million times, but um, yeah, I can't say it enough. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Be well.